Hey guys, and welcome to the stream. It will begin very soon. I just want to wait for a few of you to get in, and then we can actually watch some throwing videos and enjoy ourselves during this brilliant lockdown session.
Memories fade like looking
Well, that was Aki Paevan. That was a brilliant video when I went and did that. I absolutely love this guy, love watching him. It is a shame that they don't see much of the Finns at the moment. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed. I was going to see it this year. There was going to be, or probably next year now. But, you know, it is going to happen. Hopefully we will see some changes, which I'm very much looking forward to doing. Genuinely can't wait for it. It's going to be sick. But anyway, it is what it is. And we have to move on and see where we can get with. Right, so the next one is quite cool, actually. I've got 3 in total in this, but it's an Andreas Torkilson video. They are going to be quite a few Javelin ones, because generally people love watching Javelin stuff. But I don't want to go through the whole thing, but I'm just going to talk through little bits. But yeah. So let's go through with the next one.
It takes me a couple of meets to get going and really find my rhythm. Paid more attention to the crowd that we had behind us, and they were awesome today. They really, whenever I wanted them to cheer, they cheered really loud and they clapped, and they were really good. I really enjoyed this competition.
Two-time Olympic champion, 4 medals at the Worlds.
apologies about the first video, or the shot put video with Daniel Hill, but I don't know what happened there, I'm not going to lie. But that was Andreas Vernick, by the way. He's from Estonia, who, by the way, I think has the best technique ever. I just think it's, but maybe not the best technique, because obviously Zanezli's going to have like the best technique, or it's perfect. But I do find that he has the best run-up, pull-back, throw. I genuinely believe that. I think he is a seriously good athlete. It's a shame. It is a shame that he didn't do it, but obviously his throwing is inspired Magnus Kurt, clearly. Right, next one. Let's do it.
girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
So that was the Valhalla one. I am going to be doing more of them, but to be honest, when you're trying to name every single Javelin and make a video of it, like, can you imagine what I'm going to have to do when I make Champion? Jesus, that's going to be difficult. I was going to do Valkyrie, but I'm not going to lie. The Javelin's not really been used that much, and it is a really good looking Javelin. I've not done a review on it. I really want to do reviews on it. But, you know, we don't have it at the moment, so... that will be happening very soon. But my next video that I did, this is one I actually was very proud of, was a particular thrower from Finland, who actually isn't my favourite javelin thrower from Finland, but is doubtably one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest Finnish javelin thrower of all time. Now, I know that's going to be an argument set for another day, but let's just enjoy this video and check this one out. To be fair, I thought that was well good put together video. The trailer was better, admittedly. I really wish now that I'd introduced a bit more in the trailer, because what I'm trying to get across to people is some throwers are just all dedicated to throwing. That's great, but like this guy here not only was just really, really good to watch, technique-wise, everything like that, genuinely, he was just a decent family guy. You know, not the TV show. Family man, I should say. So like leading straight on into the next video, I've got this really cool idea that I always wanted to do, and there was always this question that constantly going around, and this actually in particular, this video here I'm about to show you, will lead straight on to that. But there's always that question: is Finland the best country in the world for javelin? You know, and it goes on and on and on. People say it's the home of javelin, it's this, it's that, and everyone goes, oh, is it? And then the Germans started winning and started like thrashing everybody. I'm sorry to say it, but they were. Let's be real here. They were thrashing everyone for ages, and then it started speculating, actually, is Germany the home of javelin? Is it? Because it was always, for years and years and years and years and years, it was the whole Finland versus Sweden for years. And then obviously the Germans came in, then the English, you know, we had Backley and all that. But, you know, it is one of those things, and you know, did it ever change? So anyway, leading on straight into the next video, this was a series that I started, and it was basically home of javelin, ? You know, admittedly the Czechoslovakia one changed a bit, because they loads of people have been saying, you know, Zelensky was like the god of javelin and all that. And undoubtedly probably was the god of javelin. You know, he was a seriously good athlete. So this moves us straight into the next one. This is Finland, home of javelin. So just to answer some of the questions, you know, no, I'm not in any way saying that, you know, all the Finnish throwers are, and that's not an intentional. That's not what I'm trying to say. So Oliver, that's currently throwing, it's weird. I've just found the video that I'm actually going to download and try and play it if I can, which would be genuinely awesome if I could genuinely get it. Let's try and get it. It's basically a video that I made. I don't know the exact time it was. I'm trying to look for an upload date on it. I can't actually remember what I done it. Does it say anything about when it was uploaded? Probably be in more options. Recording data. So there's nothing on it at the moment. Right. Okay, so I uploaded this on. This is brilliant. January the 7th, 2018. Basically saying, would he get 90? Actually, I don't know what I got. Tell a lie, I might have been mixed up here. This might be the wrong bloke. Shit. So sorry. Jesus, I think he's going to get it. That was the German guy. My bad. Okay, I think Oliver will. I genuinely like watching a lot of his videos. I do genuinely think that he is going to see. So yeah, Oliver, the guy from Finland, I genuinely think that he is going to throw 89 meters, and I reckon it's going to be obviously not this year, but I think it's going to be next year. I think he's going to throw 90 meters. I'm thinking like 91 meters. There's just this thing. I keep watching his videos, and I think, Jesus, he is so good. As for, I can't say it. Rushgrien, you know, the Finnish guy. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry about it. You know, he has thrown 85 meters. But then he seems to be like going down in these like lower leagues and stuff, which is really strange. But no, he could do it. You know, I want to see them all. I want to see them all bang out 90 meters. I mean, the most disappointing thing, and sadly, you know, it is the way it was watching the World Championships. Like, let's be fair here. You never thought in a million. You didn't think that Andreas Peters, or Adrian Peters would come out and win the championships. You know, you were expecting it to be Magnus Kurt throwing 90 meters or Vetter throwing 90 meters. I never expected it, but that just goes to show that anything's possible. Currently, there's 2 Indians in it. They're doing really, really well. I don't exactly know what the outcome is at the moment. I don't know how it's going to work. I think I saw that they're like moving the Olympics over, so that's absolutely brilliant. You know, and it's going to be one of those things, I suppose. So the next video is an absolute gem. I generally put this together a while ago, and it's funny because literally every year I come out with the same sort of video for the same person, but I love editing it. So here it is. Here's just a little mini one. There is actually a big one coming up, so we'll go through that later on. Just so I'm on it as well, the videos that like for Thomas Roller and Vetter is currently, there is one in the middle of me editing it. No, yeah, so that is currently in the no, I'll tell you. Okay, so quick thing. So Vetter video is being edited. Thomas Roller, there is a video been planned, but I haven't done it yet. Right, moving on to these next questions, because obviously you're on a delay from me. No, I'm not Finnish. I'm from the United Kingdom. Just genuinely had an obsession with Javelin, and I don't know if anyone else knows this, but watch the best videos for Javelin on like TV. BBC's crap. Any other things like that are rubbish. You know, I find that Finnish TV, even though I don't understand a word of Finnish, it shows Javelin, so it shows me in like Germany and things like, you know, and all that. But some of the videos that I had on there with Finnish narrating was just purely from those. You know, that's it. There's nothing else besides that they post the best videos for Javelin, so I can actually watch Javelin videos without any problems. And plus, you don't have any adverts, breaks. You know, going and watching the 10,000 meters 30 times a day. So anyway, enjoy.
Jetzt aber Jan Železný. Kann er kontern?
Big man at all. He's not that tall, he doesn't carry much extra muscle, it's pure technique and a very, very fast arm. Always in peak condition.
Uno de los mejores máximos en la historia. Campeón olímpico, el triple campeón del mundo. Pero sí va a andar cerca de los 90.
So we're getting towards the end of the stream very, very soon. I rather enjoy this sort of stuff, and I'm quite happy to do more of it if people are happy with it. Got a few more videos to do, but I think it's fair to say that we should do this video next. Basically, this year, as you will know, we did lose under what was the world record holder of the under 17s, a 700 gram world record of 89 meters. He did actually die, and that's the really sad thing. And I actually watched him before. It was a very sad time. So it did happen. I'm not very proud of it, but you know, these things sadly happen. This next video is obviously dedicated to him. Rest in peace. And hopefully we will move on from this.
Pero insisto, poder estar entre los 8 que van a ir por 6 sería la gloria.
Sad moments, you know, things like that, and the difference is when it happens, it affects all of us, whether or not you like javelin, whether or not you like discus, hammer, shot put. When a thrower dies, passes away, it is a very sad thing, you know. And this was someone that I watched, and sadly the person that I coach at the moment, who's an under 17, he's now second year, sadly he might not even be able to do that. But under first year was throwing 70 meters. That was his goal, you know, and he was talking to this guy over social media, and they were connecting very well and giving ideas and sharing. Sadly, you know, that's not going to happen anymore. So it is a sad thing, but it is what it is, and we have to move on. So yes, to answer the question, yes, about Julius Jaego, he's been very inconsistent. But he's injured. He's been injured for a long time. And he's a funny athlete because he comes back with sort of like 85 whatever meters and then goes away for a bit. And I know he got injured, and I know he wasn't in the World Champs, or if he was, I can't remember, he didn't make it. It's a bit like Kashawn Walcott. You know, he'll come out with a 90-meter throw 1 year, and then for the next 2 years he might throw like 80. Then suddenly he come back with 90. It's a very strange sort of way things work. So moving on to the next video is going to be another Andreas Torkelson one. You know, he's a very good thrower, and here it is. So yeah, no, I mean that is the question, isn't it? Like there was apparently like he was not like not giving everything to the throw. I mean Torque Hilson, I found that he had like this. I mean that's what my technique was based on. He had this very sort of like bowling motion, but he was so flexible. It was actually him, oddly enough, and people will always say, oh, no, so-and-so did it before, but it was really him that really pushed that you need to do gymnastics in javelin throw in particular, because, you know, it is just, he's so built, you know what I mean? He did so much flexibility stuff. You know, Zanezli was very, very flexible. Right, next question. So someone said, you know, who do you think would break the world record? Now, that's a really difficult choice. Now, this always comes up and brings so many, like, not arguments on my behalf, but, you know, like, it's a really big discussion. I don't think... I mean, let's like, say this again. Yeah, Hoffman's thrown 92, Vetter's thrown 94, Roller's thrown 93. You know, but there's a big difference between throwing 94 metres and throwing 98 metres. Now, it might be the same technique then, but you've got to basically think to yourself, if they're throwing, say, 94 metres and he's putting absolutely everything he's got into that throw, and it could do with trajectory and things like that and wind and all that, it's going to play a big part. We know this, but just imagine that, you know, you still got to throw an extra 4 metres to throw the world record. I mean, 4 metres is massive. It's big. It's like, you know, to me, I look at it as like, you've got to throw with all your maximum effort, angle, everything has got to be that you did in that, like Vetter did in that 94 metre throw. He's got to be that and a load more, even more. And I just, at the moment, don't see it happening. Now, I may be standing correct, you know, if they go and break the world record next month, not next month, you know, but next year, then I stand corrected. You know, it is what it is. But this is the question I always ask people. It's like, you go through Zanezli. Jan Zanezli has thrown 53 throws over 90 metres, 15 throws over 95 metres. So, obviously, it'd be a bit different now. With every thrower, all the top 5 throwers that you can say have thrown 90 metres, all of their throws combined is about 15, maybe 20. And Zanezli's thrown 53 throws over 90 metres, 15 of which have gone over 95 metres. So it is a big thing. See, this is the thing. It's like, you know, okay, so Hoffman, I believe that Hoffman is going to beat Vetter and is going to beat Roller. Another one to come through is Weber, Julius Weber. You know, he is a very good thrower and he's seriously good. He's seriously flexible. You know, they've all had injuries. I've had injuries. You know, it's difficult, but he is possibly going to throw over 95 metres quite easily. I really see it happening. You know, as for people saying, you know, like this thing, if he runs faster and keeps the block, he could break again the 100-metre barrier. No, I don't think he will. I don't see the world record getting beat for a long time. You know, I mean, of course, if you do, this is the question you should ask yourself, right? Going through like Zanezli, they call him Mr. Javelin. You know, they call him the creator of Javelin. He is what made it amazing. This is why so many people joined. You can't deny it. Many people, if you said, who is your top 5, throwers, male or female, Zanezli come in there, like all the time. You know, mine's a bit different to people because I like certain people and stuff like that. You know, it's whatever. But I think this is the question that we should ask it, is if someone broke the world record, someone broke 98.48, are they better than Zanezli? And I know this is a thing, this is a big thing of like who's better than who, but I mean, is it? Because I still see if someone went and broke 98 metres, I still put Zanezli up there with the greatest javelin throwers of all time. If not the best javelin thrower of all time. modern era. Let's put modern era because it's a bit harsh because you're cutting out all the other ones. No, I mean modern era. After the change in '86, I think Zanezli is the greatest javelin thrower of all time. Yeah, personally, I'm not saying if anyone else is like I love Seppo Ratti, I love Aki Paevan, Tero Pikamaki, Andreas Torkilsson, Andreas Vernick. Christ, there's a handful, isn't there? There's a handful of people that that were really good to watch. But then Zanezli clearly did throw 95 plus a load of times. You can't deny it. I mean, it wouldn't be on there. It's on the Olympic. I mean, unless they had a fake game. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to say, isn't it? I mean, I think Hoffman will break 95 meters very quick. I think it's amazing, really. He's got like this build like Backley. He's a very built guy. He's got a lot of power behind him. Roller, by all means, well, they're all good. I don't want to sit there and say that one's crap and one's good. It's, Vetter's very flexible and powerful, as they all are. Roller's a lot smaller. But Hoffman is just big. He's just big. But let's move away from them. Let's look at the other throwers coming through. Magnus Kurt. Is he capable of 95? Yeah, why not? Yeah, it is what it is. He could do it. And I can't remember his name now. Andreas Peters, the guy that won the World Championships. Capable of 90? Yeah, definitely. Through 89 out of nowhere. Why not? I seriously, besides like Pikamaki retiring in that, put aside his injuries, if he was fit and healthy, I think he'd throw 90 metres again. He threw 88 metres out of nowhere. I think it was 2016 he threw that, or something like that. I can't quite remember. Is it explosive power? But then isn't speed basically explosive power? You're running seriously quick. It's everything, isn't it? It's literally everything. I don't know what it's about. It's a weird question. I don't know what it's actually about. Years ago, because of the javelin to do with the balance and things like that, you could literally lob it. As long as you lobbed it, it would be fine. It's whoever had the biggest arm. But now it's not about that. It is a lot of speed. It's a lot of technique. It's one big dance. If your first steps don't go right, then your last steps are going to be a bit off. Everything's got to work in motion. Magnus Kurt is just brilliant. Hoffman, I didn't know that. Hoffman does shot put apparently over 19 metres. Didn't know that, It's 23 metres, I think, shot put. I can't obviously remember off the top of my head. I'm not going to absolutely lie. I think shot put was 23 metres. I think it was 23 metres, something like that. Yeah, because it was the yank that holds it, isn't it? I mean, currently, sorry, I think the world record's 23, and I think Olympics like. I think Olympic is 22 or something. I can't honestly remember off the top of my head, but I think it's like 22 something meters. Because I think it's Ryan Krauser holds the Olympic record, and then it's obviously Randy that holds, the first one, the 23 meters. So yeah, moving back. Do I see a world record in the shot put? Yeah, I do. I do, to be honest. I'll tell you where I don't see it. I'll tell you where I don't see it. I don't see a world record in the hammer. I don't see that for a long, long time. Because I was the guy from, I'm going to get this wrong. Is it like Linz Sergey something? So it's Russia. I think it's like 86 meters or something. Again, I can't, I'm not going to, I don't know things off the top of my head. Yeah, so yeah, someone threw 22.91. That's Jesus, that's a long way, isn't it? For I think a 7.26 or something. I mean, I'm Javelin. It's very difficult, but I mean, I understand it, and I love watching all the throwing things. Shotput's a difficult one for me because, as much as it's very controversial, I know people are going to say like, "Oh, you're just throwing a stick, or you're throwing a plate, or you're swinging a ball," but it's just like you're pushing a ball out. But you know, I love watching it, and I'm not going to diss it. It's just a funny thing. It is really quite funny. It's Javelin. You're just throwing a stick. As for Zanesli and Roller being powerful, you know, not being powerful. I mean, they are powerful. I mean, Zanesli, you can't deny that. I mean, you've seen his world record throw. It must be powerful to go 98.48. Is ridiculous, mad. Yeah, that is the thing. All this drugging and stuff in athletics is beyond belief, and it's funny, really. The reason I laugh at this sort of stuff is you get people that will go out and say it's all the Russians, it's all of these, it's all of them, and it's like, well, no, not really. I mean, you know, currently at the moment, I mean, I don't know what the speculation is, but you know, we've got English throwers that have been done for doping. It's not just runners; throwers get it as well. You know, I've always had a big thing with the whole Americans. I mean, we can't just blame it on the Russians. Plenty of people want to cheat in sport, and I hate this 4-ban rubbish. I think if you cheat once for, you know, sports enhancing drugs, you cheat. I mean, I understand there are occasions when things go wrong, like not, you know, people go to do the anti-doping thing and they're not at their house, or they've something's happened where they have to change. I mean, fully get that. That happens, you know, but it's difficult, isn't it? I just think the ban now, I think once you've done it and you've cheated and you've chose to do that like yourself, that's you done. You know, don't, because we don't want that in sport. I mean, I don't want people doing that. What's the point? And then on the other half, there's a bit of me. It's like, well, why didn't you just take all those drugged people that choose to do that? You know, I'll get to that one in a minute. But you know, they should do another one, second Olympics, with everyone that's on drugs. And then we'll have like people running the 100-meter in 5 seconds. It'd be quite amusing. Anyway. What do I think of competitions without testing, like bodybuilding? I think there's one difference. Everyone's on it. And the difference with that bodybuilding stuff is every single person's on steroids. Almost everyone's taking it. They will admit to it. They take it. Yeah. Everyone in bodybuilding does it, and they're open about it. And at the end of the day, you take steroids. It doesn't mean that you don't have to work. You just have to work your ass off. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying I don't really watch it, but I mean, from what I gather, is literally every single person has done steroids and is open to it. So I suppose in a way, in some sort of weird way, it's a level playing field. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell if they're not all on it. Obviously, you don't know, do you? But it's just in particular in athletics, it's like, look, maybe, I don't know these statistics off, I'm not even going to, like, this is just imaginary, but let's say 85% of people in the Olympic Games or anything like that are drug-free and are legit. There's always going to be those few that are feeling like, well, we have to cheat. And, you know, the rest of us don't want that. So, leave. Yeah, no, I fully agree with that one. Yeah, it's the imaging thing. I mean, as for body, but I genuinely don't know. I really don't know. Like, there are people that come out publicly about it, and let's be completely honest here. Like, it's a give and take. Half of them are on it. It's so obvious. I mean, Jesus, some of them are so roided up. The veins have got veins. You know what I mean? The muscles have got muscles. It's ridiculous. They look like aliens, and that's cool. Like, I'm not knocking them in any way. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. They basically all look like they're on it. So just whatever, I suppose. And plus they get tested, and they must be. I'm sure they get tested. Like, I don't know. They must be. Is there? I don't know. I really don't know when it comes to bodybuilding. I have no clue about bodybuilding, other than you can't deny that they work their arse off. Let's have a look. Dope testing in bodybuilding. Oh, I mean, so it says here that there are there is going to be testing in that. I don't know. I can't. Don't hold me to that because I don't know anything about it. Yeah, the Olympic sport. The reason there is no doping, you're right, is the image. You know, kids. Let's just say, no. Let's make a character up because I don't want to name anyone because I know what I do. It get clipped. But let's say this fictional thrower was a druggie, but like all the children loved watching him. He was inspired. Could you imagine that? Kids then find out, well, actually, your hero is a druggie, a drug user, a cheater. It'd be awful. So, yeah, the drug thing. I must read up on it a bit more and understand it. I know what you're saying. There is a lot of drugs that are undetectable. I don't know which ones. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. The thought of sticking something in my leg, and I don't even like needles, so the thought of stabbing something, I don't know, or drinking something that's just could have a bad effect on me doesn't interest me whatsoever. But I understand why people have got to do it. Right, so I'm going to quickly play another video, and then we'll come back and have a chat if you guys all want to. You don't have to, but it is what it is. Well, that is... I loved that movie. I thought it was one of the best things I ever did. Just brilliant. We got 2 more videos. One's quite a good one. One's the remainder of last year's videos. Just thinking while I was doing that, Sydney 2000. Steve Backley versus Sergey, I can't remember, Makarov, the Russian, who I still think some people accusing him of doping. Like, I mean, if he was caught doping, wouldn't he have been done by now? You got him, so you got Zanezli, Steve Backley, and Makarov. I think Backley opens with 89 meters. Sergey opens with 89 meters or 88 meters, and then Zanezli opens with 89 meters. Backley then gets 90 meters, knocking Zanezli off the podium, not off the podium, but off the gold medal. And then Zanezli follows it up with 91 meters or something, and then Backley gives up, and then Zanezli opens another 89 meters, and it was such a good throw. But like his actual winning throw, so much in that. He was the 3-time Olympic medalist, I think. Absolutely brilliant, and it just motivates me every single time to watch him, and it's an icon. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So the next video I've got actually is a Neeraj Chopra, which, you know, you got the 2 Indians at the moment doing really well, and they both qualified for the Olympics. And by the way, they'll be going to the Olympics as they get an automatic qualifying spot for next year anyway, so it makes no difference. But you know, they're doing really well, you know, and I believe that Chopra, or whatever his name is, his coach is Tom, isn't it? Or I think it's that. I might get it wrong now. It might be either the American, or it's not. It's Hugh, isn't it? It's the world record holder for the old javelin of 104. He's the coach, I think. I think that's how it works. I can't actually remember, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure he's the coach. So, moving on. 2 more videos to go. Let's hear it goes. Here's the flag bearer. So, that was the video. That was brilliant. You know, I think he's going to do really well in the Olympics. I think he's. I mean, he might win it. I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? It's hard to prove anything. Yeah, I know it's big mountains. I mean, we don't have any over here in England. England, we barely have any. Well, we do. That's not true. We have hills, we have mountains, obviously, but it's nothing like the rest of the world. Saying that, parts of the west are pretty beautiful. It's brilliant, actually. It's really quite nice. So, I mean, what I want to do with the channel is, at the moment, is obviously I like to do this, but I like to create like a bit of a community. And we're reaching 10,000 subscribers, which, by the way, is just I don't even know where to begin. It was never intended like that. It was intended just for a bit of fun and to show how much obsessed I am with Javelin, or obsessed with throwing, I should say. Working with Throwshub, Throwholics, Nordic Sport, all of them, you know, just brilliant, brilliant. It's been so much fun. I'd love to start doing some like sort of in real life stuff. You could see me, the vlogging and all that, and I'm not really into it massively, but it'd be quite cool. That would be quite cool, yeah. Hollander and Chopra. That would be really cool to see them two fighting over goal position. That's what I want to see sometimes, is like a really good sort of competition, and not just one person throwing 90 and the rest throwing 80s. I'd really like to see that battle. And that's what I thought the World Championship was going to be. I thought it was going to be like literally seeing about, I think it was 8 people in that championship that had thrown were above 88 meters. That would have been brilliant to watch. Just this battle for gold place. Well, anyway, you're about to see that. This is the 2019 overall Javelin throw video, which I do every year. I do one at the end of the year, which is going to be a really weird one, because this year's probably going to be about 5 minutes long, because there's not many out there. So I might actually make it a bit of a community one. Community spirit. Yeah, I mean, they could probably go at 3 years. So anyway, here is the video. Thank you. Enjoy. And I'll see you in a minute. Well, let's be fair here. That was a really good video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's great. You know. Yeah, I mean, Vettel, I think, was injured, wasn't he? I think he came back. I'm going to get this wrong. It was either a shoulder. I think it was shoulder. Yeah, Vettel it's very strange how he come from being, yeah, I'd agree with that. He's very, sort of, I don't want to say too slow. He was slow, and now he's really quick and flexible. Jesus. By the way, to the answer to that person who said about the training, I do know that. I know that they're all like out and about. I mean, I contact with a lot of Olympic athletes. I write articles for Throwholics, talk to them quite a lot, do things with them. I know what they're doing. Follow them a lot. Well, actually, that in fact concludes the stream. So, I mean, I want to do more of these because I really enjoy it and I like talking to people that are involved in the throwing community. It's absolutely brilliant. You know, it means the world to me. And that video proves it. I mean, it did start as a little hobby, just a bit of fun, and it turned into my life. You know, I went from training, starting at school, doing the javelin, got recommended to go to an athletic club, as everything. Start with an athletic club. 11 years later, still there, obsessed with it. Throwshub, Throwholics. Now coaching. So it's been brilliant. It's been really fun. It's good. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone that has came and watched the stream and had a bit of fun. I'm definitely going to do more of these, even if it's just a podcast kind of way. You know, just communicating with you all. Please, you know, please do keep in contact. Everything like that. My social media are all on there. You can go and check it out. If you want to send me a message, anything like that, you know, I don't mind. So, if not, I'm sure you can find me along somewhere. No, it's really good. Yeah, I definitely going to do more of these because it's just so much fun. It is so much fun, you know. Watching some videos, doing some stuff, bits and pieces. Just someone from the UK that decided to watch a lot of throwing, got into coaching. Number one under 15s and then number one under 17s. It's been brilliant, you know. I've started from coaching from nothing, just was basically ditched, and then decided I need to help other people out, so that's what I did basically. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how something like this can help. It does. It always amazes me. Anyway, thank you very much again to you all. It's been really good fun. If you want my social media, it's all in the description below. If you want my personal stuff, then you know it's Luke Angel. So there you go. It's there. So thank you very much. I'll see you all guys again very soon.